Hey everyone, what's happening? Lex back today for another Brawl Stars video, and today I'm going to give you the first look at the brand new brawler in Brawl Stars, the stuntman Stu. We're going to take a look at him, I'm going to show you everything that he can do, and then we're going to pit him 1v1 versus every brawler in Brawl Stars. Now, Stu is a trophy road brawler, and he will be free to everyone that has reached 10,000 trophies, so no gyms involved, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't be using code LEX. Now let's take a deeper dive into the stupendous things that this new brawler can do. You know what? I'm not sorry. No, I'm not sorry for the puns. Stu has 4,480 hit points at max level, so relatively low hit points for what Brawl Stars is calling a action assassin. His main attack, called Razzle Dazzle, fires 2 shots of pyrotechnics, which is just a fancy word for fireworks. Good job, Brawl Stars. Each one deals 840 damage in a somewhat long range. So the total damage for one full ammo bar is 5,040 damage, which is good, but it's not stupid good. However, what he lacks in health and damage, he makes up for in unload speed and mobility, which I'm going to show you here in just a second. Stu's gadget, called Speed Zone, is actually really awesome. He drops a booster that gives him and his teammates a speed boost while they are in the area of effect. Now, this functions very similar to 8-Bit's booster, but it can help out your entire team, not just yourself. Now, the booster itself only has 1,000 hit points, so you can easily destroy it. Stu's first star power, Zero Drag, increases his dash distance by 71%. Right now, you're seeing a side-by-side comparison of Stu's super length with and without his star power. So his super is pretty short.
Don't you say it, you're gonna get demonetized like the last update.
Fine. However, it only takes one full hit to fully charge his super, so you'll be able to use it a lot. Now, his second star power, called Gasso Heal, aside from the lame name, it gives you 500 health back every time you use Stu's super, so you could potentially heal 2,000 damage really quickly just by chaining his supers. Now, I have some thoughts on how good Stu's going to be, his skill cap, as well as where I think he's going to shine and struggle, but I'll talk more about that after we check out all the 1v1 interactions. In this first set, he does pretty well. The one that he lost was actually pretty close. And also, Bo needs a buff, am I right? One of Stu's most beneficial offensive abilities is how fast he can unload all of his shots, sort of like Colonel Ruff's. And he shows this off against the next set of brawlers. The throwers got beat down with 3 quick shots. Of course, all of these are just base level interactions. And in fact, every time I make one of these videos, people get all upset in the comments. They're like,
yo, that Lex, this isn't real. That's not how a real fight would go.
I know. These 1v1 interactions are just supposed to give you a base understanding of the lowest level interaction between brawlers. Because think about it, there's just too many variables like mode, map, distance, star powers, gadgets, power levels, and most importantly, the player's skill. However, knowing these interactions will help you make split-second decisions on when you should engage in a fight and in what situations. Like for instance, our next set of brawlers. There's some really close matches, and knowing that if you have 841 hit points more than a BB, you can win even at close range. Check it out. Now, Brawl Stars is classifying Stu as an assassin, so let's pit him against all the other assassins and see if he can roll to the top of the assassin list. I know what you're thinking. Why is Colette in the Assassins? Well, that's kind of how I see her. As a long-range assassin, because that's the only way she really gets kills is with her super. But you can see that Stu does alright. Not great, but not horrible. Honestly, I don't really think of him as an assassin personally. He's more like a mobile, long-range support / utility brawler sort of hybrid thing. Speaking of long range, here's Stu against some of the other long-range brawlers. So in the long-range fight, he stacks up pretty well. Now, his range isn't as far as some of them, but his burst damage is superior to most of them in this category. So then if he's just classified as a utility or support brawler, how would he do against some other brawlers like that? Let's find out. So he won most of them, and he lost a couple. All in all, though, not bad. So he has more damage than most of the utility brawlers, less damage than most of the assassins, better burst, but less range than the long-range brawlers. Stu is a very interesting hybrid brawler. Toe-to-toe, he still can't stand up to the big bruisers of Brawl Stars. So let's check out what could happen if you find yourself on these tanky brawlers' bad side. Yeah, if you find yourself in that situation, I would suggest you hit one shot, use a super, and put some distance between you and that other brawler as quick as possible. So then, how good is Stu? In my opinion, he is okay. Where I think Stu's really going to shine is in places where he can use his mobility to outplay his opponents. And I think that he's going to be very average in a normal player's hand, but with a very skilled player, he's going to be really good. If you're able to take advantage of his speed and his super to juke those shots, I think that you're going to do rather well. And for the exceptional players, I can see him being like really incredible in Brawl Ball, sort of like Mortis with his mobility, but unless you got those skills, he might be a bit disappointing. That being said, even if you're a kind of roll in and spam that auto attack kind of player, kind of like myself, you won't do bad, but you probably won't do amazing. So practice them nimble fingers, swapping from a shot to a super, shot to a super. And if you can do that, you could be well on your way to being a superstar. All right, that was a stretch. I was kind of pushing it for a pun. So that's it for Stu. I think he's going to be a lot of fun, going to be a fun brawler. And as always, until the next sneak peek, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace out. Stoop, 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 stoopity doop doop stoopity doop doop. Pogo, the sound of music. That's horrible. I'm turning it up to 11.